I'm on my way. I have been a little tired. I've been giving myself grace on that journey. I'm like, girl, you in the middle of a move. Moves are always exhausting. You always feel like a little discombobulated. Just take it one day at a time. So that's what I'm doing. I'm getting ready for some other events that I've agreed to. The problem be, like, where is this going? Is it going to be on the main channel, Gemini Diary? I don't know. I never know. But, like, whatever. The problem that I be having, and I'm really trying to get better with and tell myself, like, think about your future self. Did I already talk about this? I did. I already talked about, yes. Go to her when she talked about it.
So the other ideal version of myself that I want to accept is saying no, practicing the art of saying no. And it's truly an art, because I think for somebody who's like who was a past people pleaser, I'm not even saying recover. She's a past people pleaser. Like that was in her past life. Okay. Look, we don't even bring past energies to the new version. Okay. It's a whole new version over here. Okay. So from a past and expired and retired people pleaser, there was a feeling of like wanting to be nice, like I don't want to be mean by saying no, and so I'm re-educating myself on the process that it's not, you aren't being mean by saying no. You actually are protecting yourself. And if the people in your life can't respect that, then that's probably not somebody who you want to work with anyway, in whatever collaborative method, And so, but I'm also realizing I just like being a woman of my word. Okay. And so I do get frustrated with myself if I say yes to something. I don't like changing that. So I'm just like, okay, well, I told them yes. I told them that I would do it. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it, even if it's hurting myself. And so knowing that that's the type of person that I am, one, I need to work on that. But also, two, I need to not say yes to certain things. If I know it's going to stress me out, I'm also reminding myself, stop agreeing to stuff way in the future. Like, think about future Irmas. You don't know what she got going on. And so you don't want to agree to something. And now the time has came and you just like, why did I agree to that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that to us? I just be thinking like past Irmas, she isn't familiar with what future Irmas is going through. And she just be saying yes to shit. So I be trying to think of my future self and seeing how she would feel. And it's like, yeah, no, she probably just want to chill underneath the pear tree. And she probably just want to lay in the grass, especially around summertime. Like, I'm trying to be at the beach. I'm trying to be out in the trees, So it's just like, girl, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to us. Self-care and of course I do love baths, but it don't even got to be a bubble bath. For me, it's saying no. Like my self-care is saying no. It really is. And that's been a difficult, man, that's hard. Even when I think about that, that's kind of hard.
Okay. So now I'm in my present self. And so this also could be a reminder for me. Like, I don't know. So speaking of the murals and like the ladders in the back, it is mural season in Seattle. So if you don't know, if you are new here, welcome, boo. Okay. Welcome over here to the Artist Diaries, Diary of an Artist. I'm Iramis Hamer. I'm an artist working in Seattle, Washington. I love painting large-scale, colorful, cosmic queens. Yeah, she's been doing that lately. So yeah, that feels right to say. that feels right to say. But with me living in Seattle, it be rainy, it be gloomy in the Pacific Northwest, the PNW. Okay. But when the summertime comes, that's when we get out in the streets. It be sunny, it be bright, the weather be nice, and then that's when we paint the murals. And that's part of the reason that I do be doing my break in June. In addition to that's my birthday month, and I like to step away, But the summertime is when things sort of get like cray, So it's mural season. I got a lot of projects in the works, but with that, I've really just been thinking to myself, like, I've been really like reevaluating some things. I'm super grateful. I feel like I've been manifesting hella. Like, I've been calling in abundance, prosperity, income, money, and that's been coming, and I'm grateful for that. It's been coming though via murals. Actually, I guess it's been coming multiple ways. Look at that. Okay. Look at God. Okay. Look. no, it has been coming multiple ways, and I'm grateful for that. And so, yeah, I think like at the end of me trying to process, like I'm entering a journey, and like y'all might even be seeing some changes on the channel, to tell you the truth, that I'm sort of over my own shenanigans. Like I'm over my own processing point. There comes to a point where it's like, okay, you just got to stop processing and just live your life, you know? And so I've been on a journey of just living my life, which feels really good. And one thing that's really been helping me is not catastrophizing. I didn't realize this about myself, but I would sort of go into these moments of, oh my God, I'm feeling so overwhelmed, or, oh, I just want to like ghost from adulthood, or like, oh, adulting is hard, or just like, I sort of go into these avoidant loops, these tendencies where I'm just running from stuff, you know? And so I talked about how I'm tired of running, okay? I'm tired of running, and I'm ready to face things head on. And a lot of that just doesn't even involve talking about it anymore. Like it just involves doing it and doing the work. So I'm in the journey of doing the work. And I also realize that when things are uncomfortable, that's okay. Like it's okay. Like that's just gonna be part of the process whenever you are transitioning, if you moving, if you go into a new place, if you start a new job, if you are starting a new relationship, like whatever. Like it's all shout out to the gang. Should I disconnect that? Because the group chat be chatting. Okay, look, the group chat. Shout out to the Chicago fam too. Like, actually, depending on when y'all see this, I might vlog in Chicago. I don't know. That's where I'm from, y'all. Born and raised in Chicago. Look, that's why I be out here like this. Okay, Chi-Town be coming through every time. But yeah, so that's really where I'm from. But I've been in Seattle since 2013. So yeah. At the time of this recording, that's been 11 years that I've been in Seattle. And so Seattle really does, what I say? Yeah, Seattle definitely feels like home for me. And I'm really grateful for this city, and I love it. And so mural season is coming up. But with that, it's like, okay, buckle in, get ready. But I'm doing things a lot differently, which like really excites me. Okay, I've gone through such a transition in like a major metamorphosis that I'm so grateful for. And it's really cool to be like documenting this too for anybody who like curious, or who like thinking about their life and they journey about how they gonna do it. I've done so many different things in the art world, where I've had work at museums, galleries. I've done pop-up shops. I've sold my merch. I have my online e-commerce shop. I've also done murals. I'm doing a live painting event coming up tomorrow. Actually, we driving to Oregon. But yeah, so it's just like I've done murals. Did I mention murals? So murals, live painting events. I've painted furniture. I've painted photo backdrops. I've painted I've done so much in the art world, and like I've had a team as well, where I've had employees. I had my virtual assistant Shannon and my studio assistant Alicia. Both of them have been incredibly great. I also had assistants before that as well. Allison, shout out to Allison, who would help me out in the early journeys. Leah as well, she was fantastic. She hosted the art auction that we did. And so I've had a lot of different sectors where I'm like, okay, cool. I have a lot of experience of figuring out where I want my journey to be and like what I want my thing to look like, because you know, sometimes we are looking to the outside world to be like, man, what do I want my dream life to look like? And it's hard to envision it when you don't really have a model for what you want your life to look like. And I feel like that be my struggle. I really don't have a blueprint for how I want to do it. I think I remember talking about this in the Lost Artists videos, like years ago. There's a video, and like I've come such a long way from that version of myself, but like whatever. So in that Lost Artists video, I was talking about how I don't really have a blueprint for the way that I want my dream life to look. And that's cool and that's fine. And I'm building it. I'm literally creating a model. And so, but in the process of searching for your own version of your piece of the pie, you do like look to others. That's natural. You like, okay, sort of what circumstance do they have going on? Would that sort of fit for me or my lifestyle? And certain things that I thought I wanted I got it, and then I realized that I actually don't want that, you know? So, for example, like having a team or having people to manage, I actually don't like that, and I don't want that for my future. And I think it was really cool. There was a lot of YouTubers coming out and talking about this. I think Matt Diavella did a video saying like he's on his own now, like he really shrunk his team. Vanessa Lau, with her coming back to YouTube, she talking about she let go a lot of her team. Like, people don't get, like, managing a team is for real. Like, and when you are creative, it takes you so much out of the creative process when you gotta think on that level. I think what's so beautiful about creativity, there's so much, now granted, everybody has their different process, but for me particularly, a lot of my creativity is rooted in spontaneity and just like play, intuition, just like really letting the paint flow, letting the ideas flow. And when you got to create a plan or like a structure, or when you need to delegate tasks to your team, you need to be thinking far ahead. That can really sort of strip some of the magic and mystique from the creative process, where you like, because it's like, okay, you might have this like fun creative idea, and then once you start trying to make a plan for it and everything, then it's like, okay, well, no. Like, you know, half of the time I'm just so grateful. Back in the day, if I had as much experience as I had now, I probably wouldn't do half of the shit that I would do, which I'm so grateful for youth, and I'm grateful for that, like, naivete and just, like, going for it, you know, because it's like you just so blissfully ignorant to what shit actually takes to build out here, you know. You just, like, whatever, you know, YOLO, go for it, you know. And so the more experience that I get, the more I'm just like, let's not do that. But I'm grateful for that too, though. Like, it's definitely a balancing act of being grateful for just my spontaneity and my go for it spirit when I was a young little artist. And I'm also grateful for the wisdom that I have now to be like, okay, maybe you're doing too much. Actually, to bring that idea to life is gonna take a lot more time, energy, and money than you think. So prepare yourself, you know, just like, I've just learned so much. I've learned so much. And I'm just so grateful to be on a journey. And a major lesson for me, and I have it tattooed on my body, okay? I have the words liberation tattooed on my body. And like my Instagram handle, before I was like being all professional and like wanting all my handles to be the same, my username was Miss Liberation. And really, like, that's my most valuable pillar. And so I think in trying to figure out my dream life, it's like, okay, what are your values? What do you value? And what I really value is my freedom. I value liberation, being free, breaking the chains, being able to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. And I think what a lot of small business owners don't realize, they end up creating another job for themselves in their business. And I think that's what that's what it was. That's what it was. That's exactly what you did. When I was shipping all the orders, packing all the orders, like I felt constrained. I felt constricted. Like, oh, I have to do this. Like, now I'm indebted to my customers. Like, oh, I have to ship these orders out at this time, or I have to do X, Y, Z. I'm really realizing that I want the state of freedom to be able to do what I want to do and just live on my own terms. And a lot of that just looks like doing my own thing. But okay, so here's the other pillar that I'm realizing and that I'm shifting into is coming back to murals. And so the thing about murals that I really am grateful for, now depending on the project, and a lot of murals I haven't even accepted, y'all. If it's not within a certain price range, I don't entertain them. And I'm grateful for that. I'm at this point in my career where I'm able to do that. Now granted, maybe the younger version of me would accept anything, but I'm just in a different season of my life. And so yeah. So with the mural projects that I have been getting, they are at a price bracket that allows me the freedom that I want, you know. Now granted, you still got to go out and paint, you know, and murals is a lot of work. What's crazy, and I didn't even release the video up on the public, because like like, whenever you say never, my motto is just like, never say never, okay? Like, you never know. And I talked about this in a video, but it was a video that I gave to the patrons. And it was like, why I'm not doing murals anymore or something. It's like, here I am doing murals. Like, but whatever. But, you know, I sort of stopped doing them for a while. And like, so like, sometimes you got to ebb and flow. Like, sometimes you get, and that's what's so beautiful about art. Like, you can there's so many different pockets that you can do. So once I got tired of a certain thing, I left that and went here. Once you get tired of a certain, so it's like, when I left murals, I was like, well, why am I out here in the city painting all these murals in the hot sun? And, you know, like, murals is for real. It's for real. Like, that's a whole nother conversation, but like, whatever. So I was feeling like, okay, I was just tired of being out. I was tired of being out in the world. And this was also, mind you, this was also like during the pandemic. Like, I was a part of painting the Black Lives Matter mural. A lot of Seattle small business owners boarded up their, there was riots in the city. It was crazy. If you was in Seattle, then you know everything that was going on in 2020 and Chaz Chop and like Trump was talking about we was terrorists. It was just a crazy time, okay, in this city. But I was like actively in the streets at that time, at protests, painting murals for small business owners on their like boarded up. They put like plywood on the windows to protect the glass because people's businesses was being vandalized. Like, it was crazy, you know. And so I think for me, I was just like exhausted. I was doing a lot. I was giving a lot at a time where I should have been in the house, okay? At a time where everybody's on lockdown. Okay, a bitch was not, we were. It's complex. I am really not about to hash open. But the crazy part is like, y'all saw a lot of it too, because I was recording. I pretty much started my channel in 2020. So I was recording a lot of the murals that I was doing and a lot of the projects that I was working on. But I think it did burn me out a little bit. And so, and then I shifted to more like the online stuff, like really building up my Patreon here on YouTube, building up my online shop. We did the Zodiac show. We launched the prints. We did all the things from that element. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, how about I just, you know, do more of the shop stuff, and I can be in my studio and just like orders can just come in. And so, but with those orders come in, you got to ship them. So I was like, all right, well, let me pivot where I'm not shipping anything. Let me do drop shipping where the company will ship it out. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So moved over to drop shipping, stop shipping as much stuff out. But then with all the online and computer management stuff, it was just like a lot to do all on my own. So then I had brought on a team. So I brought on Shannon, who was my virtual assistant. And then with shipping stuff and going to art shows and installing works and stuff, I had needed somebody here in Seattle. So then I had brought Nelisha on. And then it just sort of like grew and grew to a point where there was another analysis point, and there wasn't really anything wrong, to tell you the truth. Now that I think about it, it felt like a natural transition, because I really needed a lot of help around the time of the Zodiac show, you know, so that was perfect, having all hands on deck how I had. And so once the show ended and like the print, we was done launching the limited edition prints, the show ended, I was done launching the campaigns and all the different things. Then it was just like, okay, the camera went out. Are we about to? Yeah, no, we just about to talk about it. So yeah, we gonna stick here. So I pretty much just didn't need as much help when the show ended. And then like my team was going through they were going through different personal transition moments in their life as well. So it really worked out for us all to kind of just like take a step back. And during that time, I also analyzed and was like, do I even like managing a team in this capacity, you know? And I realized that I didn't, but also I could still see myself having a team in the future. I just know for me, I need to be I think of anything, I would have like a manager of the team where I'm not managing the team. There's a different manager and I can kind of just manage one person. And I also feel like the manager would be like autonomous, you know, like they sort of know my flow and everything. And because who the other person that I saw on YouTube, because I think, actually Matt Diavella, in his video, he had interviewed Ali, and Ali was saying that he has a manager. Like, even though he has like 15 to 20 or 30 people, whatever, however many people he has on his team, he just has one manager and kind of like one person that he talks to. And so that's been a system that really worked for him. But I think what's great, the other thing that I realized is that as an artist, I needed to stop listening to business podcasts. Now, granted, because the crazy part is that, yes, as an artist, you are running a business, but you are running a business if you run it a bit. Like, this is taking a whole nother turn. Like, let's have a full conversation about it, because, like, I'm down to really break it down. When you are running a business as an artist, meaning that you have a business, like you got an e-commerce website, you selling prints, you selling stickers, you selling like whatever, like that's literally a small business owner, where maybe you got like an Etsy shop or whatever, like that's a business, but I'm realizing that actually might be different from some of the spaces that I was in and that I'm moving towards. So as a muralist, I don't have to do the same things as like a small business owner would, because it's like I'm a muralist. Now, I'm in a different season in my life, and so, like, whatever. Like, people hit me up for murals. I have a mural portfolio on my website, so people see that. People know me in Seattle, and so it's like, I don't have to, like, market my business the same way that somebody who's running an Etsy shop would, Really, what it's about in my sector in regards to, like, murals that I'm moving back to, that was a lot of, like, relationship-based. The people that I knew in Seattle, arts organizations that I was a part of, but also applying for stuff. So the thing about artists, like, people put out art calls, and that's why I love callforentry.org or .com. It's called Cafe. It's like Cafe Artists, and you can go on there and you can find all these different opportunities, and people put out calls for artists, for muralists, public art, exhibitions, so many different things. And so I was really deep into the business podcast type stuff when I was operating more of my business, when I was pushing more of my e-commerce site. And the thing is, like, my site is still up and like that's still there, but it's no longer my primary source of income. So I'm just sort of pivoting where I'm putting my energy for that, And so that's been really dope. That's been really dope.